is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading, a reading from the book of Numbers, chapter 21, verses 4 to 9. From Mount Hor they set out by the way to the Red Sea to go around the land of Edom. But the people became impatient on the way. The people spoke against God and against Moses. "Why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and we detest this miserable food." Then the Lord sent poisonous serpents among the people, and they bit the people, so that many Israelites died. The people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned by speaking against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord to take away the serpents from us." So Moses prayed for the people, and the Lord said to Moses, "Make a poisonous serpent and set it on a pole, and everyone who is bitten shall look at it and live." So Moses made a serpent of bronze and put it upon a pole, and whenever a serpent bit someone, that person would look at the serpent of bronze and live. The word of the Lord.
Today we hear Jesus speaking about himself and the Father. Even though he was speaking about his sonship and his Father's glory, people still were not able to understand who he is. When he spoke about himself being taken away from this world, they thought he is going to commit suicide. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint John. Again he said to them, "I am going away, and you will search for me, but you will die in your sin. Where I am going, you cannot come." Then the Jews said, "Is he going to kill himself? Is that what he means by saying, 'Where I am going, you cannot come'?" He said to them, "You are from below, I am from above. You are of this world, and I am not of this world. I told you that you would die in your sin, for you will die in your sins unless you believe that I am He." They said to him, "Who are you?" Jesus said to them, "Why do I speak to you at all? I have much to say about you and much to condemn. But the one who sent me is true, and I declare to the world that I have heard from him." They did not understand that he was speaking to them about the Father. So Jesus said, "When you have lifted up the Son of Man, then you will realize that I am He, and that I do not nothing on my own, but I speak these things as the Father instructed me, and the one who sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, for I always do what is pleasing to him." As he was saying these things, many believed in him. The Gospel of the Lord. Imagine what happens if people misunderstood us. If people found it very difficult to understand who you are because you are so confusing at times and your character is not so clear at times. The things you say, the things you do sometimes make people question about your life. And when that happens, at times we go into a very silent mode because we are so frustrated with people. And so much so, we don't want to prove who we are to them, and then we take at times offense at people who ask us, "Who are you?" or "What are you doing?" or "Why do you do this?" And this is exactly what is happening to Jesus today in the gospel. Unlike you and me, he had been the superstar. He has been doing so many miracles after miracles, performing so many mighty works after mighty works, healing people, feeding them, and then also telling them who he is very often, that where he came from. But still, they have not understood who this person is. Christ is, of course, disappointed. But yet he tells them the only way to save their lives is to believe that he is the one that the prophet spoke about, and that he is the one whom the Father has sent for your redemption and for my redemption. And this is what he wanted them to believe. But even then, they were reluctant. Their hearts were so full of malice, and their hearts were not ready to welcome the words that came from Christ as the one who was to come into this world. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, he has come, he has saved us, he has touched us, he has done all sorts of beautiful and amazing work, amazing miracles in our lives. How do you and I understand him? Do we see and look at him as the one that will save us, or the one that will give us everything we need in life? Spiritually, materially, do we turn out to him as the one who sacrificed his life, who gave his complete self so that we could live? Therefore, we need to seriously ask all these questions today. As the people during Jesus' time were greatly confused, we can also be confused as to who Christ to you and to me is. Therefore, let us, as we prepare for the great feasts yet to come, let us be sure that he is the one who will save you and me. He is the one who will redeem you and me. He is the one who has done everything possible together with the Father to save and to bring us to life eternal.
Wachanayano